So Savitri received the command, the summons from her being's summit. It is a summons. There is an imperative in the command. It cannot be disobeyed. Savitri must accept what she is being told to do. There is a difference between the summons or command and adesh. Savitri is not receiving an adesh. She is receiving an order. But in the case of the adesh, it is possible to ignore what is being told. In the case of a command, you cannot, you should not, you will not be able to ignore it. When Shivandu received the adesh, go to Chandranagar and later go to Pondicherry. It had a suggestive imperativeness in it. He could have ignored it. But by this time, he had developed a strong spiritual perception to go by the adesh. On an earlier occasion, he had heard the voice, kind of an adesh, which he ignored. And the result was he landed in the jail as an under trial prisoner in Alipur from 5th May 1908 to 5th May 1909. Well, he had ignored the voice, the suggestion, but later on he was also told that I have brought you here for a purpose. And it is from this point onward his dynamic spiritual life begins. He had by now acquired his strength to go by what is being told to him in the form of an adesh. In the present case, as far as Savitri is concerned, there is no question of adesh. It is simply a summons from her being summit came, a sound, a call, broke the seals of night. That is the power of the command, breaking the seals of night, the darkness of the ages, the primordial night, wherefrom the entire opposition to the divine manifestation springs up. Break the seals of night. That is the purpose of the command also. The voice makes its impact straight on the eyebrow center, Ajna Chakra. Suddenly, this lotus opens out and Savitri has to go by it, by what she will be told, the will and the knowledge, they will come into operation in the dynamics of a yoga. The voice touched the body and it became a stark and rigid golden statue of motionless trance. A stone of God lit by an amethyst soul. This is what the command has already done. She has become extremely calm, immobile, a golden statue lit by the amethyst soul. So whatever amount of the divine power might pour into it, into her soul, it will not get intoxicated, it will not get drunk with it. Savitri can keep on absorbing whatever divine power will be rushing into her. That is the amethyst soul. Around her body stillness, all grew still. And then what does the voice say? What is the command she receives? It's very specific. It tells her directly, straight away, without mincing words, what she must do. It is an imperative, as I said. Why camest thou to this dumb, death-bound earth? This ignorant lie beneath indifferent skies, tied like a sacrifice on the altar of time. O Spirit, O immortal energy, if it was to nurse grief in a helpless heart, or with heart tearless eyes, awake thy doom. Is it for that purpose that thou hast come here? No, surely it is not for that. Then Savitri must arise. Arise, O soul, and vanquish time and death. That is the command. She must get prepared to carry out this mission of her birth. There is no hesitation, no wavering in the voice. It's full-throated, vibrant, powerful, making the full impact on the soul of Savitri. Yet, Savitri is not in a position to see the fullness of what the voice is trying to convey to her. She has hesitation. She has a reservation regarding what she is to do, why she should do anything at all, why should even obey the command. But Savitri's heart replied, in the dim night, all these things are happening in the night, when Satyavan is asleep and Savitri is doing a yoga all the while. But Savitri's heart replied in the dim night, my strength is taken from me and given to death. Why should I lift my hands to the shut heavens or struggle with mute, inevitable fate, or hope in vain to uplift an ignorant race who hug the Lord and mock the Saviour light and see in mind wisdom's sole tabernacle and its harsh speak and his inconscient ways, a rock of safety and an anchor of sleep. Is there a God whom any cry can move? He sits in peace and lived mortal strength, impotent against his calm, omnipotent law, and inconscience at the almighty hands of death. What need have I? What need has Satyavan to avoid the black net, the dismal door, or call a mighty light into life's closed room, a greater law into man's little world? Why should I strive with earth's unyielding laws, or stave off death's inevitable hour? This surely is best, to pactize with my fate and follow close behind my lover's steps and pass through night from twilight to the sun, across the tenebrous river that divides the adjoining parishes of earth and heaven. Then could we lie in arms breast upon breast, untroubled by thought, untroubled by our hearts, forgetting man and life and time and its hours, forgetting eternity's call, forgetting God. To the command Savitri receives, vanquish time and death. This is the answer she is making. Savitri is putting a counter. She is not yet ready to directly accept the command, although it comes with an imperative force. She has a few points which she makes explicit in an answer to the command. Savitri answers back. Her answer is somewhat snappy, somewhat brisk also, somewhat, one might even say, arrogant. She is not going to accept what the voice is telling. It is as if she has her own mind, and unless it is convinced, she is not going to proceed further. What are the arguments she is making? First, she says, my strength is given to death. I have come here with the imperial power, born in the majesty as a princess, grown up in the loveliness of the world, found my lover in this difficult world. But now I see that he is doomed to die. all that I possess is simply snatched away from me. I don't have any more strength left with me. Death has taken away the strength of me. Her strength is given to death. This is what she says, my strength is given to death. And then she says, what is the use of making a prayer to heaven, to gods? They don't respond to our prayers. We weep and cry and then fall silent, and no answer comes from the high gods. Why pray to shut heavens? That is the argument she is making, which is true in the human sense. We become helpless, we ask for certain things, but the gods there, their own reasons not to grant them, which we don't understand. Then finally she says, then again she says, why struggle with what is decreed, what is inevitable, what is bound to happen? It is fated that Satyavan must die. Accept it simply. Why struggle then against that fate? If fate is all that powerful, then no amount of my struggle against that fate is going to help me. That is the argument. So why bother about all those things? Just accept fate and live the life as it has come. Why struggle with the inevitable fate? And suppose, if at all I do struggle against fate, if at all I claim back my strength from death, if at all my prayer gets answered by heaven, what is it all for? For man, who is such an insufferable being, who does not understand anything, who has no opening, who has no aspiration. What for? For these creatures. Why hope to lift an ignorant race? They are happy with their lot. They will continue the life as it is going on, and the answers from my prayers from heaven, getting back strength from death, in what way is it going to help mankind, the race, which is happy with its own misery, with its own pain, anguish, suffering? Man is not yet ready for receiving the higher boons, and therefore I don't see any point in making him struggle at all for him. Then of course he says also, look, I cry, I have shed tears, and the god of pain has remained unappeased, dissatisfied. He is not responding at all. Does my cry reach God? That is a query. She is demanding an answer from the voice. The command is coming, but the command must also answer some of these questions before she can accept it. Is there a God whom a cry can move? And then of course she says, what need have I? What need has Satyavan to avoid black meshed net, the dismal door, or call a mightier light into life's closed room, a greater law into man's little work? What need have I? What need Satyavan has for the greater light, for the greater law, which will change fate. I don't need notions at all, nor does Satyavan need them. Therefore, why should I struggle? Why should I go by what you are telling me? Arise, O soul, and vanquish time and death. Vanquish time and death for whom? For this man. It's not going to help him at all. That is an argument, very powerful argument. Now, it is not only the question of for this man, it is also a statement of fact. If it is not for man, is it going to be for me, for my husband Satyavan? I will not need that. We have that light, that law, as our native character. We are born in that. We are not alienated from light and for law. The divine incarnate is always in possession of that law and that light. So we don't need that law, not at all for myself. Of course, it's very true. Shivandu himself has said, neither me nor the mother want is supramental for ourselves. It is not for we that we need this supramental. Because it is already there with us. Whatever we are going to do, it is for this creation. To execute the will of the Divine, of the Supreme in His creation, towards the manifestation of the Divine possibilities in His creation. It is for that purpose that we need supermind, not for ourselves. We don't need deathlessness, we don't need this, that, nothing. It is for the Divine purpose that we need. So Savitri's answer here is very much related with that. What need have I? What need has Satyavan? When she is saying that, she is in fact asserting the incarnate character of both of them, Satyavan and Savitri. To avoid the black meshed net, the dismal door, or call a mightier light into life's closed room, a greater love into man's little world. Why should I strive with Earth's unyielding laws, or stay off death's inevitable hour? I can smash what has been already destined. Death is bound to come. That hour is fixed. It is inevitable. It is decreed. Why should I stave it off? For what purpose? That is her query. For me, perhaps, the better thing is to follow in the steps of Satyavan when he is no more there. Go along with him. She is again suggesting in another manner of accompanying Satyavan as Sati. She is willing to go along with him, plunge herself into the burning fire of Satyavan and join him forever and be together in the other worlds. This surely is best to pactize with my fate. Let me make a pact with my fate. And let me accompany Satyavan. Yes, fate has decreed Satyavan's death. Let me also make a pact with fate. Let me also join Satyavan. That is the pact Savitri is proposing. This surely is best to pactize with my fate and follow close behind my lover's steps and pass through night from twilight to the sun. It It is there we can go and live together always. Across the tenebrous river that divides the adjoining parishes of earth and heaven. After crossing the tenebrous river, we could lie in armed, breast upon breast, untroubled by thought, untroubled by heart, forgetting man and life and time and its hour, forgetting eternity's call, forgetting God. We don't need anything. We can be always together. This is the proposal Savitri is making. She can withdraw from his creation along with the death of Satyavan and join him permanently in some other country of God. As far as she is concerned, she does not need light, the divine light, because it is always there with her. She has taken a human birth, Satyavan has taken a human birth. Well, we can give it up, this human birth, and be together forever in the other world, in that light, in that love. Well, that is the general import of Savitri's counter to the command coming from her being's summit. She makes here a very distinct remark. Across the tenebrous river that divides the adjoining parishes of earth and heaven, between this mortal world and the world after death, there is the dark, tenebrous river which divides these two lands, these two countries, these two parishes. It is Vaitarani as presented to us by the Puranas, particularly Garuda Purana. The soul, after its departure, has to cross this river, Vaitarani, and then go to its peaceful abode. That is what happens normally in the case of a good soul. In the case of a sinful soul, according to the Puranas, the soul has to pass through the southern worlds and cross the southern gate and reach the land Yama, where it lies until all its past karmas are burnt away, are exhausted, when it is ready to take the next birth. Vaitarani, the name itself is very beautiful, very lucid, and the waters are also clean and crystal, moving with the liberty of life. Why? Yes, truly, that is what why means. Truly, Tarini, Tarini, that is the actual form. One who saves, one who protects you beyond this life. Why Tarini? That is what Vaitarani is. It is that river which the soul crosses and reaches its abode of peace after death. Across the tenebrous river that divides the adjoining parishes of earth and heaven. In the Greek mythology also, we have the river Styx. It is after crossing the river that the departed goes to the underworld. Now this river Styx is a difficult river to cross, and there is a ferryman who helps you to take you across the river, Sharon. He is the one who takes the soul from one land to the other land. The Greek tradition is that the ferryman demands his fare to take you from this land to the other land. So the custom is when a person dies, the relatives put a small coin in the mouth of the departed. The coin called obol. It is one obol which is put in the mouth of the departed, and it is that which is taken very happily, quickly, swiftly by the ferryman when he is taking the soul from this land to the other land. Obol is a coin of the smallest denomination. Actually, its value is zero. Obol in Greek also means zero. So it is that zero coin of value which itself is extremely valuable to the ferryman. He takes it as his fare and helps you to cross from this land to the other land. So Savitri is talking of the tenebrous river by which she would like to go after the death of Satyavan by accompanying him also. Forgetting man and life and time and its hours, forgetting eternity's call, forgetting God. This is the kind of Vishala Yoga Savitri is practicing at this moment. Now, incidentally, here Savitri is telling the voice, personified Supreme Self or Savitri herself, that she is prepared to go along with Satyavan by making a pact with fate. And she will cross this river, Styx or Vaitarani or whatever you want to call it, and join him forever, permanently. Now, in the poem, later, as Savitri is accompanying Satyavan spirit, you have got Satyavan spirit, behind him is death, behind them is Savitri following in his footsteps. And they are going to the abode of Yama. We do not have any description of any river they crossing it. There is no river which they are crossing, as we shall see later on in those respective cantos. But Savitri is telling here that she is prepared to go with Satyavan by crossing this river. How is it that there is no mention of river later on when the actual spirit, the dead spirit of Satyavan is being carried by Yama? Well, one crosses these rivers, those who are sinful, have blemished life, have not really risen to the greatness of the Spirit. It is they who cross this river. In the case of Savitri, here Savitri is in a human state, and therefore she is expressing human anguish, human notion of things which happen after death. But actually the soul of Savitri is blameless, without any flaw, absolutely no sin. It is a radiant purity, untouched by any gloom, any fault. And therefore, there is no question of she crossing any river, a tenebrous river. In the case of the death of Satyavan, it is Yama himself who has come to pick up his soul. Yama doesn't have to cross that river. He is simply going back to his abode. So while Savitri is mentioning the possibility of going as Sati and crossing this river, in actuality, when the death occurs, there is no question of they crossing any river. You have got a detailed description of the landscape of the countries through which death is passing, but no Vaitarani is there, no Styx is there. So Savitri says, why should I bother about all these things, these creatures? Let me just accompany my husband and be with him forever. Obviously, the voice is not going to accept her argument. It has come with a certain degree of insistence, and it is going to impose its will on human Savitri. Human Savitri will have to accept it.